Hey guys, I hope you're good. This is Max and I'm with my dog, and today I will do a really nice video about the different modeling technique. This video is for beginner. It's here to explain the different techniques you can use to create a really nice model. This video is mostly designed for motion designer and not for CG artists. So you will find my own techniques and really cool tips and tricks. If you're new to the motion designers community, feel free to check all the links under the description and join our page or be on Steam, Facebook, Discord, join the group, share your work, share inspiration, and feel free to have fun. And I think right now we can directly jump inside Cinema 4D. The first technique is the sub-D modeling. This is really classic. You have one basic object and you will use different operation based on points, like moving the points, edges, like moving the edges or applying bevels or sliding edges, and many other, or based on faces. For example, here I can inner extrude my mesh and I can extrude like this. I can do another inner extrude and I can do, for example, this. And this technique is really nice because then I will be able to apply one subdivision surface and it will smooth my mesh. With this technique, I'm able to replicate and create most of the shapes and art surface shape, like mechas, cars, or basically anything. But this technique is not the only one. This is the most common, the most famous, the most used, and it's one of the most simple to start, but then it can become really hard because you have to know a lot of things, you have to deal with many things, you have to know a lot of things to create your object. And that's why I'm making this video. So this is the first modeling technique called sub-D modeling, and you can do a lot of things, a lot of operation. You see, by just right clicking, for example, on my face, I can see all the operation I can make. So this is really crazy, and each different mode has its own things. So it's really complex, but you can achieve a lot of things. But today I'm here to show you different things to create really incredible mesh. See you in the next part. The second thing is the splines, and I love the splines. You can make so much things. You can draw your own spline with the sketch tools. You can import your splines from an image and use, for example, a plugin or the vectorizer. You can import your splines from Illustrator, or you can use the basic parameter shape. Then you will be able to do different operations, like I can extrude this and it will create this really nice shape, and I can even add some fillet and caps and have a really nice piece. But I can make a lot more with this. So let's have another cycle. Let's make this one smaller, and I can also use the sweep. The sweep will allow me to replicate one spline around another, so it's really great. Let's take, for example, the flower. Let's decrease the flower size and radius. Let's change this, and I can create a lot of things. And you see, I can mix different things to create really nice shape. This is the sweep, and I can make a lot of things with the sweep. Another really cool one is called the loft, and you can create great things. I think I will tell a lot the great things. So Let's create one circle. Let's take one other circle. Let's move it. Let's put it inside a loft. For example, let's decrease it. Let's take one flower. Let's put the flower here. Let's move the flower and see I'm able to create a shape based on my spline, and it creates one pretty cool mesh. But sometimes you can end with parts that you should rework. So this is really nice to create concept or flat things that will not move, but it's not the best thing if you want to have a proper model that you want to deform in the future or animate like a complex character. You can also use the spline mask and create Boolean operation. Let's take this really nice rectangle. Let's do another rectangle. Let's decrease it. Let's put both inside, and let's create one A B subtract A. And let's take, for example, the extrude right now. Okay, it's all connected. That's really, really nice. Let's see. I can duplicate it. Wow. And I can scale it and create really nice shapes. Like if you want to create one panel, technological things, or a lot of really nice and cool things. And I can even add fillet and cap and use all the tools inside Cinema 4D. Like let's use a cloner and take advantage of all the things. Pretty nice, pretty nice. That's the spline modeling inside Cinema 4D, and I love it because you can do a lot of things and you have so many options for the splines, like dynamics. You can also use it with volumes, and we will see this on the other parts. Let's talk about Boolean. Let's create one cube and duplicate it. Boolean operations are really nice because you will be able to create union or subtract operation between your mesh. So let's take the bool and let's drag and drop my cube here, my second cube here. You see, it's really nice. I can create really nice effects and it follows. But you will have some limits inside Cinema 4D, and that's not really cool. So let's take a look at one plugin called Mesh Boolean. It's like the bool tool from Cinema 4D, but you will have more options. It's the exact same tool, but with the basic needs. Like, see, I have my two objects. Drag and drop it, and you see I have this nice bevel, and it's following. And I can add the mesh boolean tag. Let's click subtract. I can create a union. I will have this nice bevel, really, really nice. Or I can create a cut-in operation. So to create out surface stuff, this is really nice. And my dog is scared right now. Okay, but if you want to go even further, you have this really nice plugin made by my friend Nitroman, and it creates Nitro Toolbox. And it's one of the best way to create Boolean operation inside Cinema 4D. You see, it's like drawing. You can be really fast. You can create a lot of things really easily, and you can duplicate it. You can move it. That's really, really cool. You can use your own object. You can use your own splines. You can make a lot of things, and to model, that's nice because I love Boolean operation. One other thing exists, and it's called the CAD software, and you can make a lot of Boolean operation inside, and I love it. You can create, for example, one basic shape. Sorry for my accent, I'm from Paris. I need to apologize in advance. Let's see, let's create one intersection. Let's decide to pull this up, and you see it's already taking care of this. Okay, that's nice. But what if I want to create like small button or something? Okay, let's take here as a construct plane. Let's take the circle. Let's move it. Let's create one circle. Let's take, for example, the press pull. Let's move inside Boom, a Boolean operation. Okay, and I want to create something different. Let's take the offset. Let's move here. Let's create an offset. I'm happy. Let's hit OK. Let's create the press pull, for example. Wow, I can move this. Let's take OK. And now I want to add a fillet. Let's just, for example, select this, and I can create something like this. So if you have, for example, for an ad, a phone case or a phone to model, and you want to create the small lenses and stuff, that's really great. I really love this, but you have some limitation because it's not quads, it's like n-gons. So you can't deform or animate it. But if you want to have one mesh not moving, it's really great. Let's move to the next part. Let's talk about volume modeling, but just before, you need to know that we've made a lot of videos on motion designers community. Feel free to check, because each topic that I'm covering today, we already made tutorials on the YouTube channel. So if you want to learn 3D modeling, if you want to learn Boolean, if you want to learn anything, feel free to check and type motion designers community and something, and you will probably find really nice tutorial. You have here two 30 minutes tutorial about how to start with Fusion 360. So just a little reminder to check. It's all free. So type motion designers community and ask something, except things like please nudes. Okay, it was really bad joke. Okay, let's move on. Let's create one sphere. Let's create another sphere, and let's select and create a volume builder and volume mesher. The volume builder will allow me to create some volumes and create a really nice operation. I can smooth my layer, I can decrease the size, and here I can create union or subtract. And the really nice thing is that it follows. So if I move my sphere, you will see that it follows. I can create animation. Really nice. And I can also mesh this to create one really great mesh. So it's really great. And to create base shape for your sculpting or your modeling, it's truly incredible. You see, on MHS Prod we've made some modeling stuff, and some of modeling stuff can be start with some volume modeling. Let's create, for example, a really simple base shape, just to show you that we can go really far. Okay, this could be the head, for example. Let's move it. It could be one eye. Then I can use, for example, symmetry, but I will not use it. Okay, let's move this. It's really nice. Let's imagine that this strange character have one leg. That's okay, maybe two. And let's add all of this into a volume. So let's create like volume builder, volume mesher, move all this, volume builder, volume mesher, and I have one really nice base shape. I can decrease the size, I can use, for example, the smooth layer, and can do a lot of things. And I can edit this, and I have one mesh. It's really nice, but the only thing is that the polygons are not the best one. But we will see how we can improve this in the next part. Just before moving, you can do many things with volumes. You can also take one volume. Let's take volume builder. Let's take spline. Let's create, whoa, let's let's create a sketch. Let's move into the volume builder, and I can draw. That's really nice. So you can create quick concept and mesh it, and just move size, move things, and create stuff. Really nice to create concept. And if you want to go further, you have one program really nice called 3D Coat. It's VOXEL, so it's volume modeling. You can use all that really nice brushes that you don't have inside Cinema. For example, let's take the 2D drawing. I can improve size, and here I can start my concept in 2D. Let's move this. Let's create one simple concept. I can move, I can click, and I can create things that I will be able to export as a base mesh. And you have so much things to create your mesh. So okay, I'm just making random things, but just to show you that you have different techniques to create nice base mesh that you will be able to work, for example, inside ZBrush. So let's move in the next part and talk about sculpting. Okay, right now let's talk about sculpting. Here I have my mesh and I can sculpt it inside Cinema 4D. Let's go to layout, change, and go to sculpt. Right now I will be able to click on subdivide and I will take my brushes and I can create some eyes. You see how this world monster is taking life and it's really happy. Hello, I'm happy. But you have some limitation, you have some limits inside Cinema 4D, and the best, one of the best sculpting software is called ZBrush. Maybe Blender is really nice too, but I don't know it for sculpting. So let's send this mesh inside ZBrush by using a little script called ZBrush export to ZBrush. And I can add my mesh. Let's go. First thing, I'm able to draw and paint, and first thing you will notice, it's really fluid. In ZBrush you can handle a lot of polygons and points, and it's really nice. I love it. It's super cool. But you have even cooler things, like for example you can click Sculptress Pro Mode and okay, I can add this, but what it's doing, it's adding adaptive subdivision, so I can create base shapes really easily and it will take care of my polygon only on the area I'm sculpting. That's really nice to create details on areas. Okay, that's one first thing, but I can go even further by using, for example, the Dynamesh things. Dynamesh, wow, that's miracle. I really love using Dynamesh, and even for creating small shapes and motion design, that's amazing. So let's move this. Okay, here you can see that my polygons are really ugly and really not cool, but I can use the magic of Dynamesh. Okay, and you see all my polygons are evenly spread. So let's move this, use it. I can sculpt and change things and it will change. That's really nice, and you can create really nice shape with it. And one thing I love in ZBrush is also all the little tools like the Z remesher. It's really nice to create nice polygon. Let's go back in the past. That's not so good if you want to create UVs or if you want to create small bones and a rig. That's not nice. But in ZBrush you have something called a Z remesher, and you can click on Z remesher and it will create a nice topology for you. Not that it's a great topology for simple tools, but if you want to be a character artist or create really nice shapes and a really complex muscle system, it's not the best tool. Like, the best tool is manual topology, and you need to create by yourself. So because all the polygons have their own science, you know. So this tool has its own limitation, but I can end and have like a really better mesh to create, animate, do UVs and stuff. So you see, it's quite looking the same, but wow, this one is so clean. The topology check, wow. And this one is so dirty, I mean, wow. Okay, this is why I love ZBrush. You can create really nice tools and create animation and stuff. And I think for this year we will create one nice series about how to create this nice animation inside Cinema 4D. Stay tuned. We have a lot of things going on, and in ZBrush you can sculpt and have really nice things really easily, create characters. Really nice. Okay, that's all for sculpting. Another great technique is displacement, and you already saw it on Instagram everywhere. You can use it as a texture, but you can also use it to create geometry. Okay, let's take this plane, let's add a lot of polygons, because we love when you have a lot of polygons. Everybody love this. Let's use, for example, the displacer. Let's put the displacer inside the plane. Let's go to shading and let's drag and drop one map from the Take It pack from my friend the French monkey. Okay, here I able to create geometry based on a black to white image, so I can create really nice animation, extrude things, and I can even create mountains or stuff. So let me check. I will go into my own folders. You need to wait a bit. Okay, let's go to displacer, change the map. For example, take this. Okay, no, and you will see nothing. But let's have something bigger. And wow, it just lost, but I have I have my mountain here. Okay, the only problem with this technique and the Cinema 4D displacer, it's moving with the mid-level. But okay, you can create really nice things and geometry with the displacer, and I can edit it. I can convert it as an object. Right click, current state to object, and here I have my simple plane. I can move this, for example, with a magic center. Wait, okay. And here I have my mountain, and it's all geo. So I've created something based on displacement, and you can create mountains, anything when you have a black to white image. But there's something coming. The latest Game of Thrones season is coming, okay? But it's not about this, it's about vector displacement. And it's based on RGB stuff, so if you want to read, okay. You can displace stuff and create real geometry and not something based in a 2D displacement and fake. Let's take a look. For example, in ZBrush, you have some vector displacement brush. In the chisel displacement, for example, let's take it, and I can drag and drop and add ears to my ball. That's just crazy. Okay, Dynamesh, and it's part of my mesh right now. You see, that's just incredible. It just makes no sense. That's one crazy way to create. In the future, you will be able to have folders and folders of crazy things that you will be able to add to your project. And it's real geo. That's really amazing to create stuff, and I love it. I definitely love it. It's not so much popular because it's not yet in all the render engine, and you have not so much things. You need to create a lot by yourself, your vector displacement maps, and in displacement you have huge libraries. It's easy to create, but in the future it's going to be definitely everywhere. I think that's crazy. Okay, let's move to the next part. Okay, let's talk about different ways to create geometry. You can also use the old school metaball system. It's a bit old school, but you can still use it, metaball. I tell it's old school because right now you have the volumes, and to me it's better, but you can still create base shape if you want to have your base proportion, and if you want, for example, to have some nice things, you can move and create things. But to me that's not the best way to create right now. Okay, you can also use the 3D scan. I can't show it to you because I don't have a rig at home, but you can scan things with your own phone. You can scan things with okay, 3D scan. Let's see what a 3D scan is about. You have the device to scan stuff. You can use a Kinect, and the goal is like you do a 360 and pictures all around your mesh, and you are able to get your own mesh. And with MHH Prod, Sylvan, my partner, already made this, and we've made this cool collab. He sent me the mesh, and I've made this little animation, but you can create really nice, cool looking things. And it's just a scan, it's not modeling. We didn't model the tree or anything. That's something we love, and it's really great. And you can buy scans, or you can create and do your own scans. And to me, it's even more exciting. Most of the time, you need to rework it, but that's truly great. Okay. You can also create stuff with simulation. Let's take a look at simulation, Houdini break, for example, and you can do a fracture, and then you can save your fracture to have one mesh. For example, maybe if you take a look at KitBash 3D Warzone kit, you can see what I'm talking about. Internet is too slow. Okay, you see all that kind of stuff. You can create your simulation, freeze it, and that's the way it works. Maybe we can take a quick look at in Cinema 4D, but for example, I have this. Let's go to MoGraph, Voronoi fracture. Let's change the source. Okay, let's have more points. Let's have even more points. Okay, let's add MoGraph, a simple random effector. In my random fall-off, linear field, spherical field. Okay, and here I can break the thing, can add more details, for example detailing 5, and then I'm able, you know, to select this, select children, connect plus delete, and I have one single object, and I can use it, for example, as a background object or stuff. That's the principle. You will not use this cube because it's really ugly, but you understand that you can create some simulation, and then okay, let's freeze it and use it as a mesh. Okay, in the next part we will talk about a few simulation that's exciting. Okay. If you use, for example, the plugin Xparticles, you can create really nice stuff. Let's take a XP system, let's create this emission, and you can mesh your emission, for example, by choosing, let's take the OpenVDB mesher, let's go here, let's use here, and I'm already creating a mesh. That's really nice, but I can change the game. Let's go here, for example, let's take the trails, let's take this, let's go into generator. You have the spline mesher, for example, spline mesher. Let's go and take the trail, and I will also generate some geometry here, and I can, for example, change the size, make it fun like this, you see, and I'm able to create geometry like this. It's one of the smaller parts because I will not go too much in depth because this video is for beginners, and I spend small time in plugins, and you see I've changed my layout. Basically that's my layout. I want to keep things simple, but if you want to go further, and if you own Xparticle, I invite you to check Motion Designers Community. That's one great channel, I love it. And you have this nice video, incredible 2D motion graphics with Xparticles, and I show you how to create all this nice stuff. During the tutorial we are learning how to create a nice simulation and how to create this nice look, and that's a cool way to create things. I really love it, and you can do it inside Cinema 4D, so that's great. Let's move and see what cloud simulation is about. You can also create claws. So I will show you the principle. It's also simulation, and it's pretty interesting. So let's take a cube, let's take a plane, and you will be like, oh wow, that's not really amazing. But then I will show you how you can make amazing stuff. So the principle is you have objects, you have like your class. Let's go to simulation, let's add a class, let's go here, simulation, class collider, and basically you have a close simulation. That's not really great, but that's one way to create, for example, class. Then you can have the class surface. That's nice. Okay, you can add more subdivisions and okay, create. Imagine you have something to create. You can also freeze it, and that's okay. But you can go even further, and for example with MHS Prod we've created some nice characters like this. My friend Sylvan made the cyborg, you know, and really nice clothings, and that's really nice to create clothes. For example, this clothes, this clothes, and that's pretty good. We also made a French course about it. Sylvan made this whole course, you know, about cyborg and character creation. Let us know in comments if you want to have it in English, because we are French and we made French stuff, but maybe you want it in English. I don't know. There's so much tutorial in English, but you can use Marvelous Designer, and Marvelous Designer is the best, definitely the best software to create a square and drop it. No, that's definitely the best class tool, and you can simulate things, and okay, and then I have my tool and I can use it. But the thing is, you need to go you can still motion designers community, you know, everything is on motion designers community. So you type Marvelous. This one is in French. I'm sorry I've made this small tutorial, but you can create, it's just to show you how it works because I already made it. But you can create your class and you can just sculpt it and modify it, and in the end you can have all this. That's really nice. Take a look at Marvelous Designer. Love this software. I will not show it today because it's pretty long to create one great simulation, but you can create mesh with it. And one of my favorite things right now is procedural and generative stuff. You see all the things you can do with Houdini. And I mean, we have so much great projects, and you can do so much with Houdini. If you take a look at our page, MHS Prod Labs, I post most of the experiments and small things I do with Houdini, and you can like break the Cinema 4D and all the classic 3D mindset you have by creating really cool, strange shapes, strange things moving by some noise. Don't let a comment, I know you saw it, okay? You can create really nice things. Okay, there's another one. You can create all these organic and all these mathematical shapes that you can't create in another software, or maybe it's going to be really harder. And that's why I love Houdini, and that's pretty great. If you want to check, we have some nice project for the future. If you watch this video now, it's not yet here, but we are creating one great Patreon. You can already subscribe, but the content will come mid-April, and we are working definitely on really nice things. And one of the great things we are working on is Hardcore Learner and Insta VIP. You will be able to have some projects on the Motion Designers community feed, and it's great because the community is pretty nice. And you will be also able to have several hours of exclusive tutorials from the community members. I will create some tutorials about Houdini, but we have a lot of friends already involved and already making tutorials. Like we have Element 3D tutorials coming. We have some really nice cinema for the Octane, for concept art coming. We have so much crazy content. So if you want to just support the community and let us create more and more things, because you must know that with the community we are also making events, we are making a lot of things, and if you want us to continue and if you want to support us, you can join the Patreon. If you watch this video in the future, check the description because it's already active. But if you check this video today or before mid-April, it's not here yet in terms of content, but I promise you will have crazy content, and I promise you will still have crazy content on YouTube. Definitely this year will be the community year. Thanks again for watching this video. Check all the links, join the community, join the Discord, join the Facebook group, join us at the event, bring the beer, bring everything and have fun, create amazing stuff. Love what you do, love what the other people are doing. If you want to have a really nice experience, and if you have already some advanced level, you can join the private Discord, the Fashion Designers community. I don't want to launch, but you have the links in description. See you next time, guys. Thanks again. Transition effect.